Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian. You good? Uh, guess just me today, guys. Well, guys, today's gonna be different for this episode. So there's been some issues where we live. There's been a lot of heavy storms, some flood warnings. So Austin and I haven't really been able to get together and record anything lately. So uh, we're actually out of my hero stuff. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to record this week's episode on my own. But don't worry, if you are looking forward to Austin's reactions, we'll be doing that again with just him, well, not just him, but he'll be in it this time. I'll be there, just so that we can have some discussion. Because with Austin, he wouldn't be able to discuss much on his own. But yeah, so there's the issues. It's just it happens, things come up. We just you don't expect. So, but we have one left for Full Metal, so you will still have that with him next week. Or this week, sorry. But yeah, so I was gonna wait till next week because one, I thought it would be weird, and it still is kind of weird doing my hero without him. But I didn't want to leave y'all without my hero this week, so I figured since I'm still new to it, I'll go ahead and record my reaction to it. I'll go ahead and do the reaction to it today by myself, and then I'll just record it again with him next week. And we'll do the other episode too, the episode 15. So don't worry about that. You won't be just getting the same thing next week. You'll be getting the same thing, and then the actual next week's episode. But yeah, last week we had all the students moving into their dorms and decorating and stuff, and we had the dorm contest, seeing whose dorm was better. And in true Mineta fashion, he was a grade A creeper, more so than usual. And my God, he really just reaching for the stars with that. Whenever they were going to the boys' room, he was creeping. I don't know how else to explain Mineta. Pervin and creeping are the only two things that come to mind. Just in general when talking about him, he was trying to urge them to his room, and he was like, "There's so much I want to show you, ladies." And then whenever it was the girls' turn, he straight up went to their dresser, their drawer, whatever, and was wafting it to him. Jesus Christ. And then we had Midoriya's room, which was hilarious. Austin called it the week before, or the episode before. No, yeah, it was the week before we recorded that. About how it would be funny if he just decorated his room with all night, which he did. It was hilarious, his reaction before they went to his room. He really didn't want them to go there. Everybody's had a room that was pretty much, well, not what we expected, but it matches their personality. Like Eva's just all neat and everything prepared. Like he has many glasses in case this get destroyed. And well, not in case, he fully expects them to be destroyed during training, which is a very good assumption. Sato's was basically made for a baker, which is great. I love Sato. He's probably my favorite room. Well, in terms of who I would enjoy actually being if I were to actually be there, because he could make everything awesome. And that's how he won the contest. He essentially bribed the officials, unintentionally. So I don't know if that counts, but he won, so it's whatever. And then there was poor Sue, who was sad and thinks she was worthless, or not worthless, but she didn't really have she didn't, because of the fact that she didn't stop the others from going to save Bakugo. She just kind of felt like they didn't hear her, because not useless. I can't think of the right word, but I think, well, it is what she said. I think she said she was useless. And she felt that way, and that she felt terrible, and that she didn't know how to be around them without saying how she's feeling. Yeah, we got that straightened out, thankfully. I'm not sure at all what we're doing this episode. I mean, I'm gonna assume we're going back into training. Because I don't think they've gotten their provisional licenses. So I don't know if they're still supposed to get that now. They were supposed to get that at camp, I believe. But yeah, I don't know what else is gonna happen. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into the episode. So is it shoe mode or shoot mode? Or style? What do you say? Crap, I already forgot even the first part. But yeah, shoot mode or shoot style. This is gonna be interesting to talk about when Ross and I watch it. Yeah, we probably won't discuss it as long, just because I'll discuss the main points or a lot here. But it depends on what he's interested in talking about, so we'll see. But yeah, that. I don't know why. I hope it wasn't just me. That's whenever they saw that, they teared up a little bit. I really hope it wasn't, else I feel like a fool. But I don't know. Whenever All Might kind of flashback to young Midoriya at the beginning of this, I was gonna say young Midoriya, but it hasn't been that long. Like it hasn't really been a year. Well, it's been a year now, I guess. It hasn't been super long, but so like calling him young Midoriya, like I want to call him that, but it's just like it's not. He's not actually like years older, but still, it feels like a while. Whenever we see what he was then and how he is now, and obviously All Might's extremely proud and just moved by just him getting there on his own. Even though it seems so simple. I mean, he said it himself, like it's so simple, but I guess the fact that like it's so ingrained. He's such a All Might fan that like he's watched everything he does, but he mainly used his fists when he's fighting. I think that's all he uses for the most part. But yeah, it was just so ingrained that was his fighting style. He's kind of trying to emulate him for a lot of the time. Even though he does move a little bit different, he mixes in a lot of other stuff. Like he's kind of moves sort of like how Bakugo uses, that we saw like in near the tail end of season 2. I guess he just doesn't. He didn't think about it. It just didn't hit him that I can use my feet, and that's so cool. Like I just thought that they had the braces or cast or whatever exactly they are. I've seen that style. I completely forgot. I was like, I didn't think about it, but I completely forgot that, or I didn't think about that he just had gloves before, because I've seen people cosplay Deku and I see him like this whole thing, and I always think like it looks a little weird, it looks off, not weird. Something's off about it, but I mean it's Deku's suit, so I don't know why I didn't. I didn't think about it, but that's so cool. Just like it's like a covering where so his arms are better protected and they don't stress themselves out as much when he uses his quirk. And he's got some leg coverings too, which is smart. Want to cover those up and keep them from getting to the point where your arms have gotten already, so even better protection. But just having like basically armored shoes. That's so cool. That adds even more to it. Like one, it obviously protects his feet, and it adds extra impact to his kicks, which is gonna be great. It's so cool. Austin's definitely gonna be excited about that, because I know earlier in this season he wanted him to use his feet. He wanted him to kick the guy because he kept just punching. But also like he might have messed up his legs at the time, and he needed him to get away. And he even said so himself. He's like, he was saving his legs so that he can get away. I think that's what he said. I think he said that though. I put a lot in this episode. Toshinori. That's All Might's name, right? That's his his actual name, Toshinori. It sounds right, but it might be somebody else. I'm gonna look it up just to be safe. I don't know why I said that like Forrest Gump almost. Yeah, Yagi Toshinori, but Toshinori. Okay, cool, got it. Hey, I want to call him All Might, but it's kind of. I mean, he's still All Might, but he's retired, so I guess I don't know if I should still call him All Might. I'm pretty sure people do, but I like Toshinori too. I like the name. Anyway, freaking coming in like I was surprised too. Just kind of when Aizawa pointed out, saying like, is he good at this suddenly? And then you see what was it exactly? Basically the teaching for dummies kind of a thing. Even dummies can be teachers. That's what. Yeah, Jesus. God. But he was giving helpful advice, so that really helped. So I mean, you gotta learn somewhere. You would think that they have their license to be heroes. I guess that I don't know, because people that even that are licensed to that have the qualifications of doing a job, they don't always. They need to also be licensed. Don't they also need to be certified or licensed or whatever to teach people those same tasks? I don't know, or same skills. But anyway, he was giving helpful advice, like one to Deku, obviously to Midoriya. He was telling him, fight like be your what do you say? Be your own person, be your own hero. Jesus, I couldn't get that out. But yeah, he was trying to tell him without giving him the answer exactly what he needs to be doing. He needs to think about not. He's restricting himself. Don't restrict yourself. Jesus, why can't I talk? Even Kirishima, told him basically be a bulldozer. Don't I guess don't. What exactly was Kirishima has he been doing? Like strong focus punches. Try to be. I guess he's trying to be a huge force, not just go for a precise. I guess I think that's what he was saying. I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I'll look at it right now, just so I can know exactly what he said. Small tricks. So instead of going for small tricks with your hardening, I mean, I guess just punches is what he's trying to say, but he's trying to get him to tackle or just plow through enemies, which is smart. Using your quirk to your advantage. Use it to the full extent. Because your whole body's hardened, so might as well just plow right through. But some instances are going to require a little more precision. But I mean, I guess that could just be a different hero. But if all there is Kirishima at the time, or what's his name? Red or I don't remember. Crimson something. I forgot what his hero name was. That he's chosen so far. So ultimate moves. That's all right. Cool. Unique to their identity. I'm down for this. I want to see the rest of them. I want to see what Kirishima. I want to see what Kaminari mentioned about he'd been like since he was a kid dreaming about making an electric sword. Like I don't know if he can do that, but that'd be really cool. What he could do is he can, basically have a sword, and then just electrify it. Like basically make it a taser sword. That'd be cool. Or maybe it doesn't even have to be a sword. Maybe you can have like a. Just anything where it'll course through the object. That'd be I don't know if it should be metal, because I don't know if that would spark out. Anyway, that'd be interesting if he had a weapon and he could course his power through that. That'd be awesome. But then there's Mineta. I don't know. Hold on. Speaking of which, only 15% can get their hero licenses. I don't see Mineta making it. I could be wrong. That might just be my bias against him, my prejudice, but I don't think he can make it. He might surprise because he can trap. He can trap really well. I mean, he stuck Midnight in their exam last season, so maybe. But amongst everybody else, I feel like he just won't make it. I don't know. But we're not there yet, and I don't think they're even. I'm pretty sure they're still going for their licenses by the end of the season anyway. But yeah, I want to see. Oh, freaking. Tokiyami, the freaking what did it call it? Shoot, throw it down. Abyssal Black Body. I mean, it is kind of a long name to say, but I mean, it was cool. Like, what the heck? Dark Shadow covers him. I'm assuming he's gonna work like an armor, but now he'll actually fight because Tokiyami hasn't actually fought before. Like, he's always had Dark Shadow do the fighting and the blocking. So now he'll actually be fighting, which would be so freaking awesome. He's gonna love that. He's gonna love that a lot. What would it be? Because I mean, he kind of did that whenever Black Shadow was out of control at night. So he was kind of taking over him, or at least maybe he was coming out of his face or something. I don't know, but that's kind of like a more tame version. And it looks so cool. I wonder, like, if he can learn to control it more, or maybe being a slightly darker, not to that extent to where he's so out of control. It'd be like a strong armor, stronger. Then freaking Bakugo, that is awesome. That is so cool. Freaking a precise, focused blast. That's strange, or not strange, but it's just like I didn't think he could do that with his quirk. That's so cool. But it makes sense. Like, wait, did he go like? Do you go like this, or do you go like? He used his hand and he focused it basically like a laser. His blast, thicker laser. It could just be a thick laser. But that was really cool. Like, dang. Bakugo's a little crazy, but credit where it's due. He's intelligent and clever. Can't take that away from him. I mean, and he's calmed down in terms of being a jerk. So, I mean, he's still kind of a jerk, but a little more. It's a little more entertaining, I guess. Maybe I'm just softened up to him. I don't hate him, so there's that. I love that Midoriya is gonna keep the base of the costume. He's not gonna change it too much, because his mom gave it to him. Like, it's kind of hard to change that, You're just gonna add armoring and padding and everything that you can to it, but the base of it you're gonna keep the same. I was thinking that they was gonna take some time to get used to the dorms, which it did, but they just completely jumped over that, which is fine. I should have expected that. They want to get. I kind of like it. They're kind of like the way they have the pace. They're skipping over. Like we've had some filler stuff, like the dorm contests, and I mean it wasn't exactly filler. I was gonna say filler when they were talking to the parents about the students coming to dorms. That was leading to what was gonna happen anyway, so it wasn't exactly filler. But we've had calm filler stuff, but they still are keeping a pace where they have this, but it's still kind of fun and entertaining, and then they're just kind of going over what would be like a waiting period of sort of getting used to things and maybe training a little bit, but they just skipped over that, and they're going over the fact that they're used to it now, and they're just going back into training, or they're showing more training now and more intense stuff where they're coming up with their ultimate moves, which is just great. I'm wondering about what Uraraka's gonna do. I mean, she's saying she wants to work on floating her own body, but I mean, what can that be turned into? I mean, yeah, she could fly, but maybe what she could do, because this was kind of in Superpowers, a character can control their density. If anybody doesn't want to be spoiled by the book, for those that want to read it, Superpowers is a really cool superhero-based kind of like college book. Or not, well, they're in college essentially. Skip to when I'm not doing this anymore. She has this power to control density, not just her density, but anything she'll be touching. She can also control what parts of her, like, are densities in certain parts, not just like her whole body. She can, like, for example, she can make herself float by obviously lowering her density, but then she increases the density of like her fists, and then she'll like throw it, and then it'll basically make her shoot her forward or throw herself forward essentially, and it's kind of it's kind of, oh shoot, whoops. It's kind of a version of flying. So yeah, maybe Uraraka can do that. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know, because I know she can only control. Well, what I was gonna say is maybe Uraraka can have like some heavy, not ball bearings, but I don't know, something that has weight at the end of it, but also like a chain connected to, yeah, chain connected to it. So she can like fling it, and then the momentum will carry her as she's floating in the air, so she can kind of fly in a certain way, as loose terms. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be interesting to see. I mean, because I don't know what else she could do with having herself float. She's just kind of in the air and can't really do much. She's almost vulnerable in that state. But again, if she uses that to throw herself in a sense, that would definitely be helpful, especially in terms of traversing it. If there's like, dangerous terrain, or she's trying to stealth it, she can go above. Hatsume. Girl, you're crazy. You're insane. But she's she's intelligent. I don't know how that's not her quirk. I know her quirks like zoom in, but I mean, I know people can be like have an IQ and super intelligent, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of this world, it just seems like it would be her quirk, just how intelligent she is. She's apparently like the amount of stuff she's built in the summer. It's just ridiculous. Like that, she's just inventing nonstop. Some things aren't. Obviously, not everything's gonna have. Excuse me. Jesus. Obviously, things aren't gonna work out on the first try, but I don't know. The part where I kind of hate the part where she fell on Midoriya, and Uraraka was almost instantly jealous, and Hatsume was just, I don't like. I'm not the biggest fan of fan service. Like, needless fan service is kind of annoying. And it's also interesting, like, whenever they were doing that, Jesus, her shirt was lower. Like, the neck of it was lower. At least it was drawn out lower, and more cleavage was showing. And then later shots, it was like the collar was higher. And it wasn't like she had pulled it up. It was just like the collar itself got tighter. It was just like, they did that specifically for one, to make him uncomfortable, and two, obviously for fan service kind of stuff, which they do. They've done. I mean, there's freaking wow, Momo's costume and Midnight's. I know there's plenty others, but it's just, I mean, I don't know. That fact that it was like illustration alterations, like it I don't know. It just seems so needless. But she was making Deku so uncomfortable, and I felt so bad for him and for Uraka because she was getting so jealous, and she was Hatsume, feeling up. I was gonna say Daku. I don't know who that is. Midoriya, like obviously it's to get an idea of what she needs to do for his costume. But I mean, both of them. Well, he was just uncomfortable and didn't. Well, he was uncomfortable and bashful, I guess. And Uraka was just jealous, and then she gives him this essentially like a mech suit that he can wear that almost broke his spine. There's some things you should test on like dummies first before like putting other people in danger, because that could have one broken his spine. And then there was Ida, poor guy. But the fact that, when she put those thrusters on his arms and saying that why don't you run with your arms instead, that sparked Midoriya to think to finally use his legs. But I wonder if Ida's gonna do that, because that'd be kind of interesting. That'd be cool, because his brother had them on his shoulders, but I think that was his quirk. But I don't know. What are they? Because I'm pretty sure he had them on his legs too. Maybe he has both. Or maybe it was just a custom alteration to where it let it go through both. But that would help if, it would use less power in his legs. He could do more if he had both on his arms and his legs. It takes some getting used to, though. Because running, he's pumping his arms. That would kind of mess things up if he was doing that with the thrusters on, I would think. So he'd have to go like this. Maybe there are other times he could use them at some times, but it also they seem kind of cumbersome. They're big, so I don't know how if they would slow him down when he's not using them. I don't know. There's a lot to think about in that regard, because it didn't look like they were using his powers. She had a button that made them that activated them. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're just running on engine. But Jim Gamma, that's a new place we haven't gone to so far. Did they just make it? I don't think they just made it. But it's cool. It's huge, and it's cool. Like, because Cementos is there, he can create a terrain for training. He can basically create anything. Or any kind of setup and like obstacle course, which is really cool. And made stuff for one Kirishima both Kirishima and Bakugo, which have very destructive powers. Bakugo more so. So they can destroy anything they want, and he can just recreate it, which is very helpful in terms of training and cost efficiency. So we have 10 days left of summer, huh? So are we getting ready? That we have a new theme song too. That was really cool. It's a little bit calmer. There's a bit of edge to it, but it's a lot calmer than the last one. I'm not entirely sure how Austin's gonna feel about it. I like it though, but I do like the other one more, just because it's always the case, because you get used to one and then another one starts and it's like, well, I have to get used to this one now. But yeah, like they have 10 days of summer left. Well, it's been 4 days since then, so we have 6 now. So I mean, school's about to start again. So are they getting ready to is this like a multi-school tournament now? Because those aren't any of the students we saw last tournament. And we saw Gang Orca. Is he a teacher from a different school? And those other guys, and that one lady, I don't remember. Was she wearing? I've seen her being cosplayed a lot, and it's not really a spoiler, because I mean, I have no idea what she can do. But I'm not gonna be. Well, I don't know. There's so many extra characters that were in that thing, so I don't know. They didn't look villainous, so I'm assuming we're gonna have multi-school, basically a tri-wizard tournament, if you will. A tri-school tournament. I don't know how many schools are gonna be there. If that's gonna be the case, that's gonna be interesting. Austin's gonna be excited about that. See, I've mentioned that before. I don't know if you guys, any of you remember. I've said it in past episodes. There was one thing I was kind of spoiled on. That I knew was gonna happen. but I didn't want to say what it was in case that's not what Austin was informed on, because he was spoiled on something too. And I'm actually, no, I think that might have been him using his legs. That might be what he was spoiled on, so he's probably excited for that. He wasn't spoiled on it on the episode 4 though. He didn't know yet, but afterwards. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that was, because he kind of talked about there was a change with Midoriya. He didn't specify what, so I'm guessing that's what it was. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't this. It wasn't a school thing, so that might be what we're. So yeah, I didn't want to say anything to Austin about it in case it wasn't spoiled on, and then I just spoiled him on it. So it'll be interesting. I mean, he'll see it in the theme song. So, and they're all getting improved costumes. They're gonna be making changes to it, so that's gonna be cool. I wonder what Baku's gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna change his grenades things. Maybe he can at least change the way they look. Cause I've never been a big fan of the way of those things. Like they just look kind of weird, or I just don't like the giant grenades on him. Maybe he can have, I don't know. Oh, so he can have really cool that they kind of just flashed to was Jira. She has these things on her wrists now that look like headphone jacks. Headphone jack plugs. You know what I'm talking about. So she can be able to like do like sonic blasts from her wrists. That's gonna be cool. I mean, she can do that on her legs, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to have multiple blast things, and maybe it'll be more focused. So he like create a like to the extent of breaking rock. That'd be cool. Cause she can do that with her headphones. She puts them into the. She's attacked something and then they've exploded. Maybe this is more for distance. That'd be really cool. Even even Mina. That's her name, right? Even Mina is focusing her acid too. She's doing better with that. Like what's it? Who was it? Ectoplasm was teaching her to focus her acid, which should make it more like an actual like pressured stream, kind of like a fire hose. And then he also wants to focus on getting her acid more, not lethal, but basically where the acid is stronger, not not the pressure, but like the acidity of it. I like how Ectoplasm's teaching. Like the only ones we've seen Aizawa and All Might and a little bit of Midnight, but it's cool we're getting more teachers. Like they're showing more teachers teach. I'm pretty sure this is like what their classes are normally, like their specialties. I'm sure they have their own classes too, because we have Vlad who teaches class B. Class 1B. I know it's B. So it's cool we're getting more of Ectoplasm and Cementos, because we haven't seen a whole lot of them. We saw them in season 1 and a little bit in season 2, but I'm wondering if we're gonna see them a lot more this part of the season. Then you know what they need to do is they need to give Hatsume her own room, her own tech room, so that when there are explosions, other people won't get hurt. But then she also does need provisional. She needs provision. You know, she needs people to be there. Not provision. She needs people to be there to watch her, to keep her in check, though, so she doesn't end up blowing up the whole entire school on accident. She's out of control, but she's just passionate about what she's doing. She's obsessed kind of about inventing, which is cool because of all the heroes she's gonna be helping with that. Speaking of which, Power Loader is licensed to make costumes. It's not like a huge detail, but it's kind of cool. I like that. I didn't know that you needed to. Well, it makes sense you need to be licensed to make a costume because you don't want someone just now learning to do it, making it for you, and then not making a great costume and looking bad, or even functionality wise, that could definitely mess them up on the field. But I didn't know he was like that. He was that. I'm guessing he invents stuff too, and that's why he has what he has. Does it work with his quirk? I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure that isn't like he's not a drill or a bulldozer looking thing. Like that's not part of his quirk to look like that. I'm sure that's how he helps him use his quirk, maybe. Just considering the fact that he makes costumes, which is funny because that costume was kind of weird in the first place. Yeah, I think that's all I got, guys. It was a really cool episode showing everybody, like, a lot of the characters progress and become stronger and more, not focused, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess fully realizing the use of their quirk, using their quirks in clever ways and refining them more. I'm interested to see what happens next episode. Again, I'll have his reaction up as well next week as well as the next week's episode, so it won't be the same episode twice and just that. You'll have the other episode as well. Thanks guys for joining this week's episode of My Hero Academia. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out the rest of our stuff, go and click the bell right next to me. And if you want to stick around for next week's episode, go and click the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified whenever those videos go up, go and click the bell icon down below. Again guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you next week.